been a busy day so far. First alert weather day continues, and this is why we've issued a first alert weather day, because of all of that rain that continues to filter through the area. Still seeing some of that thunderstorm activity as well. So if we can switch this over to Max 2 in the back, there we go. I wanted to zoom us out and show us the Carolinas where we have all of the warnings in place. Still seeing a couple of tornado warnings, one just to the south of our area and one just to the east of us. And these storms, I tell you what, outside of this main line of storms, those are supercells, and those are the ones that really have to be watched closely for tornado potential. So if you have some family or friends that live right along the coastline, that's going to be something that they're going to have to watch. But we're not done with our severe threat either. Let's look at the warnings that we have across the area. You'll see a lot of the green on your screen and also yellow. So the primary issues that we're dealing with right now, flash flooding, but also the concern for damaging wind gusts, and we're still going to have to watch that potential for a brief spin up tornado. So flash flood warnings continue for the Charlotte metro up towards I-40 and I-77, where they meet up in Iredell County, and carrying right over I-40 where we had some of that damage, unfortunately, out of Catawba County. Also seeing flooding concerns in that area with severe thunderstorm warnings. And when you see this orange shading behind that, we have it set up that way to distinguish between just the potential for some damaging wind gusts. Here's an example of that, Chesterfield County, versus where we could actually see a tornado develop within the leading edge of those storms. So a lot going on. Here's why we're seeing flooding. Over 3 inches of rainfall fallen so far just over the last 24 hours, and it's already been a wet year so far. And then we've seen over 2 inches of rainfall in the Charlotte metro and extending down towards Lancaster and into York and Chester County. So looking at Briar Creek right now, this is why it is going to be so imperative that we stay alert driving on the roadways. Even though the severe threats moved east of the Charlotte area, certainly those creeks and those streams going to see big time concerns. But notice what it's doing to the roads. We do not want to be driving through this water. You don't know how deep it is, and especially once the sun goes down, these alerts are going to be even higher, because it's going to be hard to see where we have trees down, where we have power lines down, and of course where any of that flooding may be. So let's talk about where we have the severe storms, and I wanted to zoom us out to show you this tornado warning here, not because it's local, but because it gives us an indication of what this line of storms is still capable of. I would not be surprised if we got some rotation once again as these storms push through Chesterfield County, Anson, and Richmond counties. So we're still seeing some heavy rainfall in those locations. This is where we still have that tornado watch in place. Stanley, Union, Anson, Richmond, and Chesterfield counties. Newly just dropped from that tornado watch would be Lancaster, out towards York, Mecklenburg. Severe threat over, flooding threat continues, and that's why that flood watch remains in place for the entire area until 10 o'clock tonight. One of many concerns that we had across the area. Another one has been the winds even outside of storms. We had a wind gust of 56 miles per hour at the airport earlier today, and of course that's going to be the case through this evening. So where do we go from here? Within the next hour or two, this rain's going to be moving east. Will be dry but breezy for your Wednesday. Sunny on Thursday. Another chance of storms on Friday. It doesn't look as potent as a system as what we're dealing with today, but needs to be watched nonetheless. First alert in place for your Friday. Will be drying out but cooling down big time into this weekend, and especially into the end of the 7-day forecast.
This ground will not need more water, Rachel. Thank you. Delays in